Are we live? Yes, we are live through the world. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Derrick Green, Paulo XISTO Pinto Jr., Eloy CASAGRANDE, and our beautiful guest from United States of America, Phil Rind.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. So we're here. Yesterday, we had the release of our new album, SepulQuarta, the album. And Phil Rind was together with us on the SepulQuarta event. We jammed Inner Self with two bass players. I don't know why, but nevertheless, we did it. It's done.
Help me out, goddammit.
Big bottom, baby. Big bottom. Spinal Tap.
It sounds great. It sounds fucking great. And thank you very much, Phil. I mean, welcome. And how you doing?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Awesome.
I'm wearing my Danko shirt. Wearing my Danko shirt to represent.
Yeah, represent Danko.
He did a killer job. He did a killer job doing that.
Absolutely. You know, some people ask me why you didn't sing on Inner Self. I don't remember why.
Oh yeah,
because you guys didn't ask.
Sorry,
you guys didn't ask.
That's true, yeah. Because I mean, I realized after why we didn't ask him, you know, to do the vocals as well, because we were doing that actually with Devin Townsend when we didn't ask him, and we didn't ask him. Just come in and do whatever. I mean, of course the guitar playing, but
sure.
Yeah, I don't remember if he asked not to sing or.
Devin Townsend is very talented, and Danko Jones is very talented, and I can play bass. It's okay. Like, you have Derrick is good enough. You don't need my help.
But I mean, you have such a unique voice, you know, in the business, and it would be cool to have this. And we missed. I don't know why.
Phil, let's do it live then. Since we're going to be touring together,
you do it live.
Then we'll do it live, and you have to sing it then. Yes.
Dude, you know who wants to jam with you guys is fucking Joey. Wants to play guitar.
I want to see you guys live, man.
Oh, dude, right,
Joey wants to jam with you guys on some fucking old tunes.
That's gonna cost him because he's a new guy.
Putting it out there.
Yeah, we never jammed with Sacred Reich before.
How old is he? Oh, sorry.
Dude, I think you just turned 23, 24.
Oh my God.
So he's your guy's Eloy.
Yes. Except I don't think you can do as many pull-ups.
No,
I don't think many of us could.
I got older right now. I'm not a kid anymore. That's like
true.
That was a few years ago. That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm old. It's really difficult for me to play the drums like I used it to play. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that you're really slowing down.
Thank you.
Especially after the pandemic, man. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to play our songs again.
Yeah, you've never been practicing or nothing. You haven't been doing anything.
Well, he has, yeah.
But it's different, you know, when you rehearse and when you do a show, when you play a live show, it's a different world. So
totally. It's the same in sports. I mean, imagine putting the guy training for 6 months and not putting him on the game. You know, it's not the same. I mean, you have to have that rhythm. You know, the stage. I'm sure. I mean, the first shows on the second song, you'll be hell already. You know, because when you go in, when you lose that rhythm or that feeling, you put everything on the first song. Right, like this. And then the second song, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. Your adrenaline is pumping, and then you're just totally out of breath.
Totally.
And try to sing.
You blow your load.
That's why
That's
why we're gonna have the Orgasmatron and Troops of Doom on the side, just in case.
Kiowas. Oh yeah, man. I don't remember being away from the stage for that long. You know, since we start professionally. You know, even in Belo Horizonte, when we have a few shows around Brazil, not really a tour. You know, we never stayed away from the stage so long like this. You know, I don't know what to expect really, man. I'm
Yeah.
really I'm preparing myself. I'm doing more exercises and stuff that I didn't use to do. I quit alcohol, which helped a lot of the physical and mental, focus and stuff like that, But is that training and rehearsing is something very different from the stage, and we have to do some shows here in Brazil slowly, to start getting that rhythm back so we can go on the tour rhythm,
Yeah. I definitely need to. I'm really thinking about the rehearsal space, I'm anxious to really get my voice back because it is like a muscle.
Yeah.
And even like screwing around and people are like, do that old Sepultura scream. And I'm like, I was like, gotta get warmed up, guys.
What about you, Phil? Sacred Reich came back with an amazing album, and after so long as well, right? You guys stayed a long time without playing. How was that feeling coming back?
So we finally make our first record in 23 years, and it was incredible.
Oh my God.
To be in the studio and to do everything was amazing. It was an incredible experience. And then to get out and start playing the songs in front of people and just seeing people's reaction and switching the set around a little bit, seeing people react to these songs for the first time. It was really great. And, it had taken so long and we had been through so much in the process that looking out and having people sing the songs back to us was a little overwhelming sometimes. Like, I was getting emotional a lot.
Of course, yes.
Like, it was incredible. It was wonderful. And then, so we did a tour with QUADRA in the US, and then we did a headline in Europe. And then, obviously we were going out with you guys, and we had the whole 2020 booked, and then COVID happened, and obviously everybody was shut down. So we're really stoked to just continue to go out and support the record and get in front of people and play the new songs, and just really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. And being out with you guys, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a great vibe, super positive.
And we did some shows before you guys record the album, when you guys came back touring, like starting, step by step. And then you guys decided to write and stuff. And how was it, the whole process with Jason Rainey, man? I mean, he was, your brother and our good friend. Jason was also always so big heart, a really cool guy and stuff. And how was the whole process and stuff?
Well, it was really tough. I'm probably closer to Jason than anybody else. We've known each other. I was 16, I'm 52. So we've known each other quite a long time. And his health had just been deteriorating. And he had lived with me on 2 different occasions. I put him through like this driving. He wanted to drive trucks for a while when we weren't doing anything. I put him through driving school, and he just I don't know, he didn't want to do it. And then when we were getting ready for the record, I set him up. He was living here. I set him up with a guitar and to record and to practice and to work on the songs. And I don't know.
Did he write some stuff?
No, he wasn't even really practicing what we were doing. I feel like in a lot of ways, he was kind of emotionally checked out.
Yeah.
But I think it's one thing to know these things for yourself, and it's another thing to admit them to other people. And
sure.
I don't know. And no one wants to admit it to themselves, like when you can't do things that you used to be able to do, and it's sad and your life's changing and it's scary. So, it was obvious that it wasn't going to work out. And we did everything we could up to the first day in the studio, and
Wow.
it was the first day in the studio, and the other guys were like, dude. And I'm like, we just got to keep going. Don't worry. We got to go all the way, because we owe it to Jason to go all the way. And if it wasn't going to work out, I didn't want to have any doubts in my mind. Like, we didn't try this or we didn't try that. We had to do the whole thing. And then, he was obviously really hurt. about it because it's once again it's hard to admit to yourself.
Yeah,
I want to, and that's your whole life.
true.
So he just was really upset and lashed out and said a bunch of stuff that just really wasn't true. And we don't care to respond because no one knows, and it's really no one's business,
Sure.
you know, what goes on. So it was just sad. And then he, you know, when he passed away, I mean, we saw it coming for a long time.
Was something expected. Like I remember of Nino as well, you know, Nino Notaro, our good friend that was our PA guy, fantastic, you know, talent. You know, Nino was great, but also was that same route, you know, not the same as Jason, but you could see way behind in the past that something like that was inevitable, you know, to happen. And all the problem with hard drugs and all that crap, you know.
When we played our first reunion show in 2007, and Nino was very sick, and I was talking with him. I said, you know, if you could, it would be wonderful if you could come and do sound. We would love, it would mean so much. And like Barb, his wife, didn't want to let him out because she didn't really trust him in that environment. And I don't blame her at all. I didn't really expect him to show up. And then Nino showed up, man, it just made me cry, you know, like Nino was there. And
yeah, it was too bad I couldn't see him. I mean, we were in touch with his sister quite a lot and stuff at the very last days and stuff. But I don't even remember last time I saw him. I think it's good because I have a good memory from him, you know, like really fucked up in the head, but healthy. The Arise tour, I mean, the Arise tour we did together. It was insane. That's where we met you guys a little before that, but you know, it was really a family, you know, feeling that we had. You know, it was great.
You guys have known each other since when? Like, you guys have known Phil since when? Like, how long?
We met Phil and the whole Sacred Reich, the people at October 31st, 1989 in New York City. Halloween night, opening for King Diamond at the Ritz.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it was Halloween, and Phil went in the costume contest.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, like in the stage, I see like a lot of fans. It was great.
It was a priest.
It was the priest.
And were you guys fans of Sacred Reich before knowing Phil?
I just saw or I heard about Sacred Reich on tour there, you know, just really in Brazil, as far as I remember. I didn't remember. Do you remember, Paulo?
Yeah, I remember a little bit. But was right after we went to the United States, and we first met you guys, and then we saw each other again in Phoenix when we played the Mason Jar.
Yeah, you guys came
2 shows.
To see us. Yeah,
we did a show at the daytime for the.
Dude, I remember that night.
The kids, and the other one at night for over 21.
Yeah, that's where we met Gloria as well, and all the crew. Some of the crew, I don't know which crew were there the time. I think Goody was there, or no?
Goody was there.
Probably. Remember when we did when we played Dynamo, and then we all went to France?
Illegally.
You know, during those days, a Brazilian needed like the visa to go to France. Like we need the stamp for 3 months, whatever. And then we were with Sacred Reich, and then we crossed the border like hiding
illegally.
Or something illegally. And
on the bus.
We went straight, I think, to the Eiffel Tower. It was at night, like they have 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. It was great, man. It was just you know, to see the Eiffel Tower like that illegally. It was great.
Yeah, it was super fun, man. And, you know, and I just think of all the tours and stuff that we did with you guys, and just getting to see you guys play every night on that Arise tour. It was fucking just ridiculous in Europe, the US.
Yeah, everywhere.
You know, just watching you guys play, and it was just totally on fire. It was incredible. It was
We went to Colombia together, right?
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
It was crazy.
Yeah, because you guys were supposed to go to Mexico City. There's an issue with the visas or something.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's right. And
then Goody, that was the day I fired Goody and Nino.
Wow.
Because of extra stage stuff.
Well, we were all in the airport in LAX waiting for these guys to sort out their visa issues. And everyone's chill waiting, but Nino and Goody go get drunk, shocker, and then come back and start complaining. Like Nino's complaining, I don't have to do this, and why is everything fucked up? And I'm like, why? Like everyone's chill. Why are you complaining?
Classic
and he's like,
Nino.
because I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. And I go, guess what? You don't have to do anything or go to Mexico City because you're fired. And he's like, what? And then Goody's like, you can't do that. I go, you're fired too. He's like, what? I'm like,
that's brutal, but that's a great feeling when you find it. You know what? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, like the thing is too is like we never really drank. We just smoked weed, and those guys drank.
Yeah.
And when you don't drink, you don't want to be around a bunch of drunk people. It's fucking annoying as hell. I would always tell Leo, dude, you're on the wrong bus. You need to be on the other bus where everyone is lit.
That's why Paulo was always riding with the crew bus.
That's how it goes. What are you gonna do?
No, but the Rice tour, man, we were really, I think everything was in place. You know, that feeling of the machine is flowing. You know, label, the fans, the album, the management.
Yeah,
the
I mean
crew,
that's it. Yeah.
Everything was really, in place, and it was insane. The Aussie tour as well was fucking insane, and I don't know, man. It's so different, right? It's like it's not that far ago, and it seems like ages ago at the same time. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I agree. It feels like last week, but it was like 30 years ago.
It's crazy, man. It's
30
some things that
before Eloy era.
Yeah, Eloy was like hanging out on his father's sack. On rhythm already, like.
It's like your uterus is out of tune.
Yes.
Tighten it up a little. That's so funny. We were laughing too because Joey was born when our last record came out before this. In 1996, like when Heel came out, our last record before we quit, that's when Joey was born.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He was born just in time to be old enough to record on this record.
And you mentioned something interesting. 1996. I mean, because you are very close, and especially those days, very close. Like Max leaving the band and Gloria and everything that happened, and 1996 was the year, Dana, Castle Donington, and all that tour that was crazy and stuff. But if we continue the way we're supposed to, whatever, with the same formation, I think, you guys stopped, and I don't know, like Slipknot came, and it changed, a lot of the scene, regardless of the change we had in Sepultura, because it was a little weird, let's say. I don't know, even Machine Head was doing something weird, going to a different direction, more of a new metal and stuff, that kind of stuff. Do you remember those days? Because you guys stopped as well, when you went to a totally different life, basically, right?
Yeah. For us, like, personally, my life was changing a great deal, and my marriage was breaking up, and I had 2 kids, and it just, like, I didn't. The main reason we stopped playing is there were no more songs. Like it kind of just dried up, and everyone was waiting for the next record. And one day I just was like,
we don't have
there's no new record. It's not going to happen. I know everybody's hoping for it, but it's not going to happen. And we were playing at the Mason Jar, and I remember just telling everybody, hey, next week's going to be the last show, and just let everybody know that you need to know, because it just felt natural, right?
Yeah,
Like it had run its course, and I have so much admiration for like you guys and a lot of the bands that just put your head down and kept fucking making music and going for it and not giving, fuck what's going on. Fuck.
Thanks to Mr. Green. Hail, Mr. Green.
What number record is this?
Ours record 17, maybe 16, 17.
This is completely and utterly insane to me.
I know
that you guys have been so creative over this whole period of time. I mean, it's really amazing, and
especially because of that period of time was very confusing. We were criticized a lot because of the change of the singers, and they expect something that not even the scene was there like that anymore. So I think it was kind of unjust. The criticism that we got. Of course, the change was a big change and all, but all the rest was changing at the same time. Right, Mr. Green? You remember those days?
The whole scene was changing, the whole music scene, especially heavy music scene. I think a lot of people were kind of lost. It was almost the time of turning of 2000, and people were kind of just like, what's going to happen? Y2K and the whole grunge scene had already died. Kurt Cobain had, died. That was like kind of like a phoenix rising in the sea of like, what's happening? And then it just kind of failed. And what made me remind me of that time period was watching this documentary, Woodstock 98 or 99. Definitely watch it. And it will bring back so many things that you're like, fuck, I forgot about that. In politics, in music, and how everything was changing then. And so it was impossible for, us as a band to be something that the label wanted, which was a replica of what they've been going, like, let's keep up, let's try to do the same thing. And the label's head was like, we got to keep going with the same thing, somebody that's probably similar to the old singer, looks kind of like that, like ridiculous ideas, they were just lost. But it was such a time for change, not only with us, but with like everything around us.
And System of a Down as well, came with a whole new attitude and a whole like mixing the new metal and heavy metal, but with a different taste and stuff that really
absolutely
helped the change a lot.
No, without a doubt. I mean, it started expanding. The scene was really like hungry for something new. It needed that,
And Eloy was like 7 years old, 8 years old. You're already like playing drums, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it was a little bit after that. I started to play the drums in 98.
So that's what I mean. Because 96 and then 2000, 2001, that whole, next era and stuff. That's where we started in music, basically, right?
Yeah, you were right. But
what were your influences?
No, but for
that's
Pokémon.
O tio Paulo é um tio filho de uma puta, mano.
No, man. Actually, when I started to play the drums, I didn't have like a musical influence. I just started to play because I saw drums in a store, in a music store, and I wanted to play that instrument. And I had no idea on how to play it or how was the sound of that. I didn't have like a band that I used to listen, nothing like that. And when I started to play the drums, I started to discover new bands, to discover metal music, to discover rock music. But my first influences were Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and Van Halen.
Yeah, it's like us. I mean, regardless of the age you have, those bands, it's the beginning, it's the root of everything, Beatles, whatever.
Yeah, but for me, it's different because I don't see the metal scene like separate moments, For me, it's just one thing.
Yeah.
Because like you have like the different markets for different styles. You have the melodic metal, you have the thrash metal, so the death metal, whatever. And I have always seen like the metal music, the metal market like that. I don't see like big changes happening. You know what I mean?
What was the first Metallica album that you liked? That'll be a good
that's a good story. That's a good story.
Yes.
The first,
where you're like, oh, this is Metallica. What was it?
Man, I didn't have like a good start with Metallica because I bought the album when it was back in 2000 when they released the
Saint Anger.
Saint Anger. Yes,
Oh
that was my first Metallica album. Because
I don't like that album.
They just released the album, and I went to the store and like, okay, I'm gonna buy this new Metallica album, and I'm gonna discover the band. So when I started to listen to Metallica, I was like,
the snare sound, you know, for a drummer, you know.
I remember hearing a part of it on the radio. And I'm like, is that the demo? Is that the demo? They didn't let that snare sound on the actual record, did they? And I was like, ooh, wow.
But Eloy, do you feel that it's, you know, when you hear that album, does it bring back memories? Like, oh yeah, like
of how good Metallica used to be.
And I like that album actually. That was the first album that I listened to. That was the first album. So that was my point of view. You know.
You know one album that can be shameful. I think also that I liked a lot. Because Queen came in Brazil in 1981 on the game tour and stuff. You know, I didn't go to the show and stuff, but the Queen I was listening a lot. And then they released Hot Space, which is a very weird album. It's a really, I don't know if you know that album well. It has the song with Dave Bowie, which is a big hit.
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. But the rest of the album is, I mean, there's one song that's called Las Palabras de Amor, and Brian May sing in Spanish. I mean, it's a little too much. But I like that album because I was young. You know, for me it was really cool. Do you like that album too, Paulo?
Yeah, I like it. This is a great record. not back then, because we like very.
Yeah, but back then I kind of liked the album actually, you know, because I was really like Queen and stuff and Body Language, which is a very extra gay song. I mean, nothing against, but you feel, you know, it's like they're going to like a disco type of vibe or something. I don't know.
And we had the chance to see David Bowie in Spain when we played 1996 on the Roots tour. Remember? Just me and you,
of course.
And with the lady bass player, the black chick was amazing. I forgot her name now. But they play Under Pressure on their show. It was great.
No, I mean, it's something weird that some very pop songs and stuff. But during the day, I got the album I really liked. But afterwards, I said, well, this is not really what Queen is all about, in my point of view. You know, I think they're trying something else. And when you see the movie, you know, the Bohemian Rhapsody, you see that Freddie Mercury was already thinking differently, you know, starting to do something else and go solo and all that stuff, you know. So, whatever, you know, I like the album.
I have a question.
Do it.
So on the Ozzy tour, did it feel like things were cool or getting weird and changing?
No, I felt that things were starting to change in Russia. Russia was fucking insane. I mean, Max and Gloria already was starting to have a relationship, and that's where I thought things were going different, you know, or unexpected, to say the least, you know. But on Aussie tour was great. I think on the Aussie tour was really, we were still a unit, you know, because we had great shows. We were really, I think, tight, as you said, you know, during the tour on Arise and stuff. And we were so motivated and excited to play with Ozzy, you know, to be around. And we made great friendships with Bob Thompson, who worked with Sepultura afterwards, and Baiano. You remember Baiano? The guy was always on stage with flower shirts, like picking up stuff, like in the middle of the show, like walking around like he's in the backyard of his house or something. You know? And Ozzy, go! It was like it was crazy. And Randy Castillo, you know, was a privilege, you know, to tour with Randy Castillo. Was a great drummer for Ozzy and a really nice guy too. And we played at Albuquerque, remember, with all his family. The Castillo family was there and stuff. We met everybody. I remember the Ozzy tour was a great vibe, you know.
That was great. Ozzy the first one was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But I think in Russia the thing was starting to get a little different. You know?
That was us, Alice in Chains, and Ozzy.
And Ozzy, yeah, we made great
vibe.
friendship with Alice in Chains as well. It was amazing, man. It was really cool. But why you ask that?
I just wonder because it. I don't know.
Go ahead and say it.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Just say it.
It was just a feeling. It was just a feeling that I was having. You know, so.
Maybe you felt something that was already going on. Of course,
well,
mean,
maybe
maybe you knew all the people. You know, we kind of took the Sacred Reich structure, you know, for us basically, right? I mean, Gloria, Nino,
we stole it.
Goody, Leo, Porno, all of them basically. You know, like Motorhead did with us later.
Yeah, bastard.
In our group.
Damn it.
So you can call us bastards too. So. But maybe you were reading something in the air.
I don't know. I
feeling.
mean, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, you know, I was thinking just something else a second ago. My brain doesn't work so good anymore. I think I got to lay off the weed a little
No,
bit.
don't do that, man. Now that's legal. I dreamt about this day to get in the state of Arizona, and finally.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be one of the last states to legalize it, but bravo.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And it's funny when I go into the store and I'm like, man, we used to have to go all the way to Amsterdam to do this. This is way better.
Oh my God.
I remember like when I lived there, it was just border weed, you know, the Mexican, very rare. We got some green stuff, but greenish, you know, not really the
greenish, yeah.
In California, really you find something was kind of hard, but you could find. But in Arizona, it was impossible, as far as I remember.
You know, it's funny when you're talking about Max and Glow. I remember we were at Gloria's house once, and she was upset about something. We went for a ride in the car and like smoked a joint in the car, and she was talking about being with someone, and everyone says you shouldn't be, and I was like, whoa, like. So first I was kind of finding out about it, and I thought she was talking about you, Andreas, because you know, you guys were
great. You know, Phil, thank you.
You were the pot smoker, like I didn't.
Pot unites people.
We were the first tour that we did in Europe was Destruction. It was Motorhead, Destruction Corner, Candlemass, and us. Wow. And Gloria and I used to room together. Because like she used to room me with Greg, and Greg had sleep apnea, and he would like snore and like stop breathing, and it freaked me out. I'm like, I need to sleep. So I'd room with Gloria, and then Schmear was like, hey, your girlfriend just went to hang out with Phil Campbell. I'm like, my girlfriend? Because I always looked at Gloria as our mom, like our band mom. You know, she was our band mom.
You know that's the feeling I got because when we met Forbidden as well with Debbie Abono, was the same kind of vibe. You know, like she taking care of the kids, you know, of the boys.
Yeah, because we're a bunch of fucking dumbass children, and we needed a chaperone.
Especially coming from Brazil, saying like 2 words in English. Beer.
I remember when I met you guys at the Ritz, I think Max knew a little bit of English.
Yes, yeah, he knew a little better, but it still was really limited. But you know, somehow we communicate with everyone. It was really cool because everybody was so excited to see the Brazilians. You know, somehow, what the fuck? This guy's coming from Brazil? No way. I mean, it's like a lot of curiosity, you know, to meet us. And I felt that with you guys too. Everybody wanted to talk to us and stuff. That's when we started actually learning English properly, you know, with the street talk, you know, with the guys, the Suffocation guys. Remember, Paulo?
Suffocation. We hang out in the fucking New York park in like
like
200 degrees below.
Let's
hang out. I was like, what the fuck is hang out? Let's go in the park, like snow with the beer bottle in our hands. Like, God damn it!
Where are we going? No, it's here. We're hanging out, drinking beer illegally. Oh, exciting! It was great. And that was my first night I ate a Taco Bell. I didn't have a clue what the fuck that was, man. It was a taco. What the fuck is a taco? You know, a Taco Bell. Oh, it's Mexican food, man. It's great. Okay, let's go. And White Castle.
White Castle. Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers. That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
my
our
Lord.
tour of New York and Brooklyn. Those places, like places to eat. That was good.
Yeah, with some incredible places, and you're eating a fucking Roy Rogers. And some of the greatest food in the whole place. And you're
Roy
like,
Rogers was the roast beef with cheese.
Roast beef with cheese.
Jeez.
That was cool, man.
You poor guys.
Good days. But for us, dude, I mean, basically kids in New York City, man, was more than a dream, you know. It was fucking, we went everywhere. I remember Scott Givens, right after the show at the Ritz, I went to my first titty bar. And was a dirty titty bar in New York City, man. It was like, you know, it was like 3 or 4 ladies of like, what? Is this a titty bar? It's melancholic, you know. But at the same time, it was cool, you know, because I was going in, so I like excited. Oh my god, the titty bar and stuff, you know. And Scott Givens was really cool. You remember Scott, right? Like huge from Roadrunner, and then he worked
Rangers,
with Sharon and stuff. Rangers. He took us to
Let's go
see
Rangers.
at Madison Square Garden as well to see a game, hockey game and stuff. And so, you know, people were excited to show us, you know, the real world of touring and stuff. And it was really cool, man. It's unforgettable stuff, you know. It's nice.
Scott Givens in a beer truck. Remember?
Beer truck, yeah.
beer truck.
That was the guy that I used to buy the basses from the shop in New York. There was We Buy Guitars, and I used to buy basses from him back then.
How many basses you have, Paulo?
About 70.
Wow.
Whoa. Whoa.
You see, he didn't even thought he knows the number by right there. How many? 70.
He doesn't need to think. Yeah.
Man, I know how many bases I have too.
You got 2. I know that.
2.
I know.
You know, it's the same.
One to play.
Angus Young, when they came down to Brazil, I played with the opening act that invited me to play together. And Takumi was the crew, the roadie for Angus Young, you know. So he took me there to see, and he has only 2 guitars, man. A big guitar boat with 2 guitars, like small guitars and stuff. Hey, man, I'm gonna let you take a photo, okay? Don't tell anyone. Yeah, but I'm taking a photo. Goddamn it! It's like I'm gonna show everyone. And only 2 guitars, dude. It's like he uses that. It's like Malcolm Young as well. It's that guitar that he has, you know, maybe a backup, and that's it. It's not like totally the opposite at Tony Iommi. Tony Iommi was with 45 guitars, I think, to do a tour or something, you know, which was great as well, you know.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But
I just if I have to play my backup bass, there's a problem. Like I just want to play my one bass.
you know, Sting is like that as well. He has that bass, Fender bass, and
the precision.
That's only bass he uses, which it makes sense. I mean, why are you gonna have 70 basses?
If you have something that you like, well, you know, like Wiley's got a bunch of guitars too.
No, I have a
he's
bunch
had
of
a deal
guitars.
with, yeah, and he's had a deal with ESP since 1987 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, has a relationship with those guys. I'm like,
Derrick has like 120 microphones.
Yeah.
All destroyed and disgusting.
all exactly the same. Everyone.
How many
exactly
drum
the
sets
same.
you have, Eloy?
I have 4 drum kits. Drum
Four?
sets. 4. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's okay. That's a good number.
Let's put it all together. Make like a Nico McBrain and
But
Terry
for drums, it's different because of the logistics, right?
Yes.
So you are not able to travel with your own drums most of the time. So it's good to leave one at the studio. You have another one to do recordings, and you can leave another kit with the band. There is one kit that I have that I don't see for almost 2 years. That's on the it's on the
storage room.
The storage, yes, exactly. And that's it, because drums, it's big, so we cannot put like the drums in your back and travel with it. right?
Well, it's funny that you were saying about seeing the drums, seeing the instrument without even knowing what to do with it. And I remember when I started, paying attention to that, the drums was my first thing that I really want to be. I want to be a drummer.
Everyone wants to be a drummer.
And I on the school books, I used to draw Peter Criss drums, not other stuff, but mainly Peter Criss. But it was really cool with the logo and stuff. Not with Peter Criss, but the empty drums, which is weird as well, right? It's like I always, like empty stage, the stage with the drums there, like probably expecting for me to go there. But it's cool, this drum kind of spell or something. I don't know what you call that, but it's interesting because
it is.
Van Halen as well. Edward Van Halen he was a drummer, before, and then they changed because Alex was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but the drums, they are really attractive for the kids. When a kid like looks to a drum set, it's like, oh my god, I want to play it.
You want to hit. You want to hit.
Yeah, they want to hit.
It's like,
Phil can remember that when we start doing the Kiowas Jam on KOZD on tour, that also was an open door for anyone to come on stage and play, because you didn't need to learn chord. If you have a drum drumstick on your hand, you can you go to the stage, and that's what happened. A lot of people were there just like out of time and stuff, but happy. Like, yeah, I'm here. So the drums really make that possible. That big jam that anyone can be a part and stuff, and it was really cool. Instead of having another amp and this is the chord and stuff. Was it facilitate a lot to make that communion. It was really cool.
Yeah, in music class, it was super popular. Like, you could pick certain instruments, and anything where you could bang, everyone wanted to play that. Whether it be xylophones, like, oh, I want to play that. It's like, xylophone? Really? And they're just like, yeah, like, woo! Like, banging away, like, first instrument that's gone.
It looks
the big
easy.
Danny Elfman influence.
Yeah, totally.
Now, it looks easy to play the drums, right? It's just like, okay, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna like just hit the drums and that's it. But
and then you do snare, kick, and cymbals at the same time. That's the first exercise.
Exactly. But I tried to learn guitar a few years ago, but
I remember that.
Remember that, Andreas? And
I actually promised to give you a guitar if I saw some development and progressive.
But for me, it was really difficult, man. Like especially to find the right notes to play. The right strings. The strings they're so small, man. It's really difficult. Like
show your hands. Show your hands, please. There's no guitar hands.
Hey, it's okay. Guitar is total bullshit. Don't worry about it. I admire people that are incredible at it. You were talking about drums. Like, I wanted to play drums first too, and I think, like you said, everybody does. And as kids, you're probably sitting in the kitchen beating on pans with spoons and doing the whole deal. Yeah. And my parents wouldn't let me play drums. They're like, no, pick something else. And I was like, oh, bass sounds really cool, right? And I remember being younger and hearing Roundabout by Yes.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Thinking, man, that sounds so cool. I want to do that.
Hell yes.
Chris Squire, man. Wow, that's an amazing memory. I remember I saw Chris Squire at the Mason Jar. Can you believe it? In a solo tour.
Fish out of the water.
20 people was there. Alan White on drums, Chris Squire and stuff. Was great, man. I was there sitting down, having my beer. Nobody in front, like watching the fucking Masters on Mason Jar. Can you believe it? It was great.
Incredible.
They're always great. Fish out of water.
And they have a few songs because they only played that album, and they repeat like two songs, like for an encore and stuff. It was great. It was like a band that's starting now. Hey, buy our album and stuff. Fuck, you're Chris Squire. Shut up. He was great.
You know, it's funny. I remember when we were on tour in the U.S. and we had a day off in Oregon, and we went and saw BB King and Buddy Guy.
Dude, wow. I remember that day like yesterday, dude. Buddy Guy was drunk on stage, completely drunk. No. Yeah, he was like, you know, BB King, it's right here. The King is watching me, BB King. It's like, it's what I remember that. But I remember there was such a nice vibe, a beautiful day,
beautiful amphitheater,
pot smoking all over the place, like Washington State. You know, it was great, man. It was what a day off or a traveling day, right?
Yeah, to get to see BB King, fuck.
BB King and Buddy Guy together.
And Buddy Guy, wow. Yeah. I saw Buddy Guy twice before, like in Phoenix with Jason. Newstead was in town. He goes, "We're gonna go see Buddy Guy." I'm like, okay.
You know,
since I was with him, you get to meet Buddy Guy.
My teachers in blues were especially you and Newstead. I mean, Clarence Greater-Mouth Brown. You remember Clarence?
Yeah. Clarence?
We went to the show in Phoenix as well. Remember, the whole Sacred Reich was there. Like, and Clarence was there in a small table signing CDs and stuff. It was so cool, man. And Bo Diddley, I went to see in Phoenix as well.
Yeah, he played the Mason Jar.
See?
Bo Diddley played the Mason Jar, like with Franco.
Goddamn Franco.
America, man. Blues. It's so natural, you know? Like I learned so much about the blues living in Phoenix and having this, you know, possibility to see those shows, because in Brazil, rare. I mean, BB King comes and Buddy Guy, but it's different.
I saw Buddy Guy here in São Paulo. Billy Siegel hooked me up because Buddy Guy was he's a Fender artist.
Fender guy, yeah.
Yeah, so Billy hooked us up too. We met him and it was great. Xará. Billy Xará.
Hey, amigos, I think I'm gonna have to leave the room because my battery it's gone. And since I am in my brother-in-law's house, I didn't bring the extra, the charger.
You can go back to the party.
So thank you very much, Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
You
rule.
You rule, man. You're one of the best persons I know in my entire life, and I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that when we went to Phoenix, you know, you guys were so important to all of us, man. You know, to make us feel home, and was a new start for everyone, and we love you so much. You took me to
the first titty bar in Phoenix.
Yes,
on the west side.
Good memories.
Good memories. My God.
So go by.
I'm looking forward to making some more. I'm looking forward to making some more. We get out on tour together.
Let's do on the road.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
Thank you very much.
I'm really sick of the dudes in our bands. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
And again, learn those Sepultura songs just in case.
Lyrics for inner self. Valeu, ciao. Thank you very much.
Ciao, you guys.
Thank you, Phil. Good to see you, man.
Thanks, Phil.
Be good.
Paulo.
Bye-bye.
Paulo. Ciao.